Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new day. It is Saturday morning and I have been working on, as you know, I just went through the freezer, so I've been working on being more organized with that and keeping track of what we're using out of the freezer so we know what we have left. And starting off a meal plan. But first I wanted to show you, before we go over that, I took this composition book. I'll show you what it looked like before. All it is a composition book you can get from the Dollar Tree, Walmart, something like that. So I took that, and then I took some of that Dollar Tree wallpaper, adhesive wallpaper, and I just took my paper trimmer, cut it down, and made a cover here with that wallpaper. And then I did the same with the back side. So it's all about just personalizing and, you know, making things fun. So this is going to be our book of meals and groceries and things like that. So I'm actually going to decorate it with stickers that say like meal planning, food, and pictures of different foods and stuff like that. So I'll show you all that when I get that done, but I actually just did this quickly so I can show you. And yeah, we're into a new year, so I'm trying to be better at knowing what foods we have. Now, all the freezer food we just went through, I knew we had that. It was just a matter of going through it and writing it down. So here, like I said, I did the back side the same. Now on the inside cover, I took some of this 12 by 12 cardstock paper I get from Hobby Lobby, and I just cut it down to make the inside pages. And what I did with the scrap is I made a little pocket here. You can slide, like, let me get a piece of paper. Like if you had a receipt or something you needed to keep or keep track of your receipts, you could just slide that in there. So yeah, just a little pocket I made there. So I don't anticipate I need to keep a lot, but so yeah, I did that with that side, and then the inside of the back. I didn't have any more of this to fill this, so I used the smaller checkered stuff. So yeah, that's what I did. And this is going to be our groceries, food, meals book for 2025. All right, so now we're going to open it, and I'm going to go show you more into detail what I did with all that food we took out of the freezer. All right, so on the first page, what I did was I just wrote down freezer food and the day I went through the freezer. And then, I'll just get a pin so my fingers aren't all in there. But I wrote down everything we had in there, and instead of putting like a number, like the amount of pounds of ground beef we had, I put just lines. That way, as I take them out of the freezer to use them for meals, I'll cross them out. That way we know how much we have left without digging through the freezer every time we want to know. So like ground beef, we started off with 12 pounds of ground beef. I took one out today for tonight's meal. We're just going to make some hamburger patties and mac and cheese. I'll be making some Jell-O here in a little bit. And then, so I crossed out 1 pound. And then chicken breast, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 chicken breasts. Now that's individual chicken breasts, not packs. So again, as I take them out of the freezer, I will mark them off so I know what we're left with. And then, so I got chicken breasts, chicken thighs. You see we have quite a few chicken thighs. And then the 2 chicken quarters, 1 bag of meatballs, 1 turkey breast roast, pork loin. We got 1 pork chops. We got 2 pork chops, 2 individual pork chops, venison tenderloin, 1 small one. Sirloin Philly steak, 1 box. Brats, we have 10 brats. We have 2 packages of brats, but total together they're 10. And the reason I did that with the brats is because we make a different meal with brats. I'll fry them in the frying pan, and then we'll make a baked potato with them. So instead of eating them like a burger and brat type of thing, we actually eat them with just like that, as kind of like a sausage and with a baked potato or something. So the reason I individualize them is because when we make that meal, I'll use 3 brats at the most, because I usually only eat 1 of them with that meal, and Glenn usually eats 2. But we don't really care for the leftover with that meal, so I only make enough for 1 night. Alright, so we have 10 brats. Then we go on to fish. Tilapia, we have 1 bag of tilapia, and from what I've seen of those bags, there's usually enough for 1 meal. And then salmon, 1 bag. Raw shrimp, 1 bag. And this is all for 2 people, so if I put 1 bag of raw shrimp, that's going to be enough for 2 people. So bluegill, 3 packs. Perch, 1 pack. Pike and perch, 2 packs. Unknown fish, 1 pack. Broccoli, 2 heads and 1 bag. So if I open that bag, most likely we're going to use all of it at one time, whether it's a mixture in a meal or we use it as a side dish. And the 2 heads, if I just use 1 head, I can just, and I should have put 2 lines there because I don't think I'll use 2 heads at one time, but I don't know. Brussels sprouts, 1 bag. Chili, I have Glenn, and I have 3 lines because he has 3 cups there. And me, I have 4, so I got 4 lines. And I crossed 1 off each. I took 1 of each out of the freezer for today's lunch. And then I put down half a gallon of milk because I only buy them in half-gallon sizes because that's easier to keep in our refrigerator. I've said this in the past, but our refrigerator is very small. It's more like a dorm style, not the tabletop ones, but I'm taller than our refrigerator freezer, so, and I'm 5'6", so our refrigerator freezer is probably about 5 feet tall, maybe just a little bit over. So the freezer part of that is very small, so there's not much I could keep in there. So with our small refrigerator, that's why I only buy half gallon at a time, and I put that we have 1 in the freezer. And then and if I did this before, I would have known when I bought those groceries, like I said, when I had that half gallon, and I said I think we have one in the freezer, but I would have known for sure if I had done this before. But that's okay. New year, new start, right? And then breakfast sausage, we have 1 pack of 8. Breakfast sandwiches, those are those maple pancake breakfast sandwiches. We have 3 left. The lo mein chicken bowl, we have 1. And I'm the only one that eats that, so I'll be eating that. I don't know when, but. Hash browns, I put shredded, and I put 5 lines because we that should actually only be 4 lines. Let me get my white out, because then I'll think we used it rather than what we actually have. I don't know why I put 5. So we have, oh no, I did put 4. I'm so dumb. What am I doing? 4. We have 4 bags. And then patties, I put that we had 5. So as I take them out, I'll cross them off. And then the next page, I try to put everything on here. Butter, we have 1, and when I say butter, I mean 1 box, 1 pound butter, because that's all I buy it in. And then Cool Whip, we had 1, and I took it out because I'll be making Jell-O as a side dish for our meal tonight, so I'll be taking out the Cool Whip. So I just crossed that out. Chorizo, we have half a stick. Bacon, we have 1 small pack. Chicken strips, we have half a bag. Mozzarella cheese, we have 1 small bag. Rye bread, half a loaf. So that was everything that I took out in the freezer. And like I said, as I use it, as I take it out of there, I will cross it off, and that will give us a better look at what we're looking at from week to week as we meal plan this out. So that brings us to our challenge. Let's start a new challenge, and we're going to call this the freezer challenge. Obviously, going through the food in our freezer. But here's the thing. Now, the last time I did a challenge of eat what you have or whatever, and we were eating what we have, but some people thought that if you eat what you have, you should totally deplete your food, obviously, they thought, and not buy groceries along the way, which is very stupid. Just because we're doing the freezer challenge and going through all this food doesn't mean we're not going to restock it as we go. So my plan is I will continue to do that, but as we grocery shop, I'm going to go over this in a little bit. Let's say we went through this week's meal plan, but then we went grocery shopping. I will put another page of the meat we purchased or whatever goes in the freezer on a new page. So that way when I'm crossing off the old stuff, I see that we still have this stuff, if you know what I mean. So just because we're doing a freezer challenge does not mean we're not going to restock as we go. That would be plain stupid to do, to deplete all of your food without restocking along the way. So that's the thing that some folks have to understand. You still have to restock, all right? But the goal is to go through this older food before we eat the newer food. So yeah, we're going to do a freezer challenge. We're going to meal plan off of this, and we're going to start with this coming up week. And so let's get into this week's meal plan. Yeah, and the reason I'm also doing this in a book is because we can go back. We can just get the book, open it up, and see what meals we've had. And that way, if we're kind of on that struggle bus of, what meals should we plan with, at least we can go back and look at what we've been eating. So yeah. All right, so I've got the meal plan. Now, the week starts with Sunday, but I'm just including Saturday this week because today's Saturday, and I don't want to do a whole page just with Saturday. But going forward, it will be from Sunday to Saturday. All right, so going over this coming up week meal plan, Saturday, January 4th through Saturday, January 11th. We have tonight, which I said we were going to have hamburgers. Sometimes if I make the hamburgers, Glenn will just eat them as a patty. And I might toast some bread as a toasted bun and put the hamburger patty in there. I might make it a smash burger, I don't know. But we'll have mac and cheese with that, and I'm going to make some Jell-O. Now, if we decide later on what meals or side meals or whatever to throw in that meal, I'll try to remember to write it down. That way, again, in the future, if we're struggling to come up with stuff, we can go back and see, we had that side with it too. So, all right. So just trying to be more organized and be better about our meal planning, keeping track of our freezer food. And yeah, so eventually we should do this with our canned goods also, because I notice we are starting to run low on some of our canned goods that we use a lot, like our tomato soup. I think we only have 1 or 2 cans left. Beef broth, things that we use in a lot of meals. So I'm going to have to go through and do this for our canned goods as well. All right, so we got tonight. Tomorrow, we're going to make Salisbury meatballs. Now, as I said in the past, Glenn's been looking at different recipes and meals to make, and if he comes up with the meals, I make them. That makes us a great team, right? So he's been looking at a few meals, and when we go grocery shopping next, we are going to buy some stuff that's different, because Glenn's been going through and finding like different sausages and stuff he wants to try. So yeah, be prepared to find see some different stuff in our grocery, along with the normal stuff. Like, we'll always need to get milk, bread, eggs, butter, cheese, pantry stuff like flour, sugar, things like that. All right, and as far as, like, we have a lot of meat here, but if I see a really good sale on meat, like roast, buy one get one free, I'm obviously going to take advantage of that, because it would be stupid to pass it up just because. And if you can afford to do it, because you already have meat, it would be stupid not to take advantage of that. So, and some of those reduced price meats, definitely want to take advantage of those. All right, let me get a drink. Getting a sore throat here. All right. So we got the Salisbury meatballs for tomorrow, because we have that bag of meatballs. Now, I have not pulled it out of the freezer, so I have not marked it off. And the reason, if I know we're going to do it, I won't mark it off until we actually pull it out of the freezer, because meals can change throughout the week. This is a guide of what we want to have this week, and I always want to try to stick to the days, but if we change it, I don't want to have it marked off and then we didn't use it right away. So, all right, so Salisbury meatballs with mashed potatoes, and I'll use a head of that broccoli. I think I'll just use one head and have some broccoli with that. And also in our future grocery hauls, you'll see more veggies incorporated into our meals as well. So we need to do that. All right, Monday the 6th. Now, the other thing is, I'm not counting on leftovers with every meal. Some meals I know we will have, some meals we might have, but I want to plan a different meal in case we don't have leftovers. So, like the Salisbury meatballs, if there's just a little bit left over, we might just have that for lunch the next day, and I'll already have a meal planned for that supper. So some of these meals will have leftovers for lunch, some of them it'll be enough to have a full meal for supper. All right, and so Monday the 6th, Glenn found this recipe, Coca-Cola pork loin. So that pork loin we have is already seasoned and tenderized, but we're going to try to make it into this Coca-Cola pork loin. And then with that, again, on Sunday's meals, I'll make enough mashed potatoes to go with this meal. Originally, I put the pork loin first and then the Salisbury meatballs, but then I realized we'll have gravy in the meatballs one, so I can use that gravy in the pork loin mashed potatoes as well. So I switched them around. And then with that, we'll use up that bag of Brussels sprouts. And then Tuesday the 7th, with me making mashed potatoes, if you know me, I always make enough mashed potatoes to also make some chicken patties, which we haven't had in a while. So I have chicken patties on the schedule for Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I have sweet and sour chicken. With sweet and sour chicken, I make my own sweet and sour sauce, a red sauce, and it is the best we've ever had. It's so good. And I also make my own batter for dipping the chicken in to fry it up. So everything is homemade. And I always make enough for leftovers, so we'll have leftovers on Thursday. And then Friday the 10th, we're going to have fish fry. I'm not sure what fish we'll have at the time, but I have fish fry with white rice, or we'll have some kind of potato, I don't know. And then Saturday, we have that turkey breast roast. We're going to have that with some mashed potatoes again. Now, I'll make a gravy for this, and that ends this coming up week, but I've already started the following week because I know we're definitely going to have turkey breast leftovers. So, I started off the week of Sunday the 12th with open-faced sandwiches using some of those leftovers from the turkey breast. So, and then I'll continue to make that meal plan as time comes on. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. When I talk a lot, my throat gets scratchy, so I have to stop and take a drink. All right, so that is the plan on how to handle and keep track of our food, whether it be freezer food, canned food, normal pantry stuff. I think the biggest things are the freezer food and canned goods. Like flour, sugar, I always know how much we have and don't have because I'm using it all the time. But canned goods are a big thing, and like pastas, and we have a lot of pasta. We have a combination of like elbow macaronis, bow tie noodles, spaghettis, linguine, different types of pastas. We have rotel noodles, shells, so we don't need any of that stuff right now. And but I think canned goods are going to be the next big thing to do inventory on, because I know we're running low on some stuff we use a lot. All right, so that is the freezer inventory and start of our meal planning using the freezer inventory for our new freezer challenge. So, I don't know what other rules there are with challenges like this. It's just basically making meals from what you have in the freezer. Again, we'll have to restock along the way so we don't deplete all of our food. And yeah, so it's pretty simple. So yeah, that's I just wanted to go over that with you. And I wanted to show you something else. I started in 2025, so let me get that. All right, so this has nothing to do with meal planning, food, things like that. This is more of journaling. And along the years when I journal, I just, I have a book and I just write down. I didn't write down every day because sometimes nothing happens and our day is very quiet. But I wanted a more fun way to journal our lives. And so when I was at Michael's before Christmas, I came across this sketchbook. Now, I am not an artist as far as drawing. I actually have taken a drawing class in junior college years ago, but then I stepped away from it and I never picked back up on it. So sometimes I would like to try to do that again, but right now, it's more just being creative with your journaling and making it fun. So I'll show you, this is new for 2025 again, and just doing things a little different. All right, so again, obviously I'm going to plait some stickers all over this and make it more personalized, but I'm not going to show you. I'll tell you basically. I won't show you everything I write. I'm not hiding anything, but some things are just personal. But this right here is just stuff you already knew about. So I took the first page and I just, I'm using some of those markers that Courtney sent me. And I'm going to be using that a lot more in my journaling and using stickers and things to decorate the journal to make it more personal and fun. So the first page I just put so long 2024, And what I did was just put some key points of 2024 just to start the book. So here, May 2024, I put when Glenn fell. That's pretty much how we started our outside life in 2024. I did put we went fishing and all that, but that's when he fell. And then over here, summertime, how we were blessed with all our house repairs, our home repairs, and everything we got. So again, just some key points that were 2024. More summertime. This is the flying Glenn did with the RC airplanes in the fall when we had our first snowfall. And what I'm going to do is print some stickers. Like I'm going to print some little snowflakes and put them here for our first snowfall. And on days that it's snowing, I'll put snowflakes and things like that. November 22nd, this is when we got married. So what I'm going to do is make a sticker of our rings, and I'm going to put them here. And then down here is just Christmas, New Year's. I put what movies I watched on Christmas Day, appetizers and snacks we had, and basically what we ate. So that was so long to 2024. I went to January 1st. I like to write down the weather just to look back at what it is. But again, I'm going to be using markers, stickers, and because I don't want to feel like I have to write, fill up a page with writing. I want to fill it up with fun stuff, and so I just got some stuff here and here. Down here is because we had an active day of birds in our feeder, so I just put down what birds we had. This right here is I had a long text conversation with my brother on New Year's Day, and like I said, some stuff just stays personal, but we text back and forth for like 2 hours on New Year's Day. He had just gotten back from a trip from Mexico with his wife, and we talked about next time he goes to Mexico, he wants to go to where my dad was born. And we got to talking about like genealogy and stuff like that. He actually had his ancestry done on Ancestry.com, his DNA. And he shared all our family lineage with me. And what I'm going to do on this page, this is just about our conversation, and so what I'm going to do, he texted me a picture of our family lineage, the percentage of what countries and things that our family's from. I'm going to print that out and put it here. So, and then down here for the birds, I might print out a picture of birds, picture that includes all kinds of birds, and put it down here. But that's what I'm going to do. So on this day, January 1st, I found out what our family lineage is, and I'm going to put it here. So yeah, I'll continue on, and I'll make this fun for myself, and make it more fun journaling. So, alrighty. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Making the food a little more organized, and keeping track of our stock, doing the meal plans, and journaling, making it more creative and fun. So, if you have someone that that journals, or even like the little kids, you can get them started on creative stuff, just writing stuff down. So, alright, so that's going to do it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate all of your support. And with that, remember to live life, be good to yourself, and be good to others. Until next time.